At the National Centre of Literacy and Numeracy for Adults, we've developed a set of resources for educators on dyslexia. And the reason why we've done this is because we receive quite a lot of requests for information on how to meet the needs of learners with dyslexia. In New Zealand, as in many other countries, there is still some uncertainty surrounding dyslexia, and there are many misconceptions. And this is not surprising because even in the research community, there are a number of different theories on dyslexia, and there is still no universally agreed upon definition of dyslexia. But what is of vital importance is that we meet the needs of our learners and our workers with dyslexia. So what can be done to improve the situation? We feel that there are 4 things that would really help. The first is to raise public awareness of dyslexia. The second is to create dyslexia-friendly learning environments and dyslexia-friendly workplaces. The third is to make sure that we meet the needs of learners and workers with dyslexia. And the fourth is to build educator capability. And these 4 objectives, they're not distinct, they're interrelated. And the set of resources which we've developed so far has been designed with these 4 objectives in mind. So I'll just say a little bit about each of them. So the first objective is to raise public awareness of dyslexia. And what we know is that learners with dyslexia are often confused because they don't know why they're struggling to learn what seems to be so easy for others. And others may mistakenly believe that they are not intelligent, or that they're slow learners, or that they're lazy. So it's not surprising that people with dyslexia tend to hide their difficulties. And so because there is a lack of awareness both among people with dyslexia themselves and the people in their environment, it can lead to people feeling isolated and frustrated and bullied sometimes even. So if we were able to raise public awareness, if everyone was well informed, well aware of what dyslexia is and how it affects people and what can be done to make things easier, then people with dyslexia would feel more included and accepted and valued, and they wouldn't feel the need to hide their difficulties. The second objective is to create dyslexia-friendly learning environments and dyslexia-friendly workplaces. And it's important to keep in mind that creating a dyslexia-friendly learning environment is not just the sole responsibility of the educator. What is needed is a whole organization approach, where everyone in the organization at all levels works together to make sure that the needs of learners with dyslexia are met. And this whole organization approach is the best way to achieve inclusion. So the target audience for these resources is educators working with adult learners. But we hope they will also be useful for people with dyslexia themselves, or their families, or the people they work with, or their managers. And if we think about tertiary educators, why is it so important for them to build their capability? It's important because we know that people don't grow out of dyslexia. We also know that the needs of learners with dyslexia are not always fully met in primary and secondary education. And we also know that dyslexia affects people in the workplace. So, if tertiary educators were better able to meet the needs of learners with dyslexia, then they could better prepare them for the workplace. And they could encourage them to utilize their strengths to help them work with their learning differences. So what we've done is we've developed 3 sets of resources, and each set is designed to help answer a question that people often ask us. So the first question is, what is dyslexia? The second, how do I know if my learner has dyslexia? And the third, how can I meet the needs of learners with dyslexia? So the first set of resources focuses on what dyslexia is. And this set includes a PDF and an interactive clip called Defining Dyslexia. And the purpose of this set of resources is to build some background knowledge of dyslexia. So it focuses on what causes dyslexia, how does it affect people. It dispels some of the myths surrounding dyslexia, and it also looks at what typically the strengths are of people with dyslexia. The second set of resources focuses on knowing the learner. So how do I know if my learner has dyslexia? So it looks at assessment, identification and screening, and how you recognize the signs of dyslexia. This set includes a PDF, an interactive clip called Diagnosing Dyslexia, and it also has a poster of a so-called learner profile of dyslexia. And this is a quick snapshot, if you like, of what a learner with dyslexia might look like. And it's really important to treat this with care, because we know that there is no such thing as a learner with a dyslexic learner, because every individual with dyslexia is unique and has a different pattern of strengths and areas of need. So what you can do is you can download this poster and use it in your conversations with learners, or you can enlarge it, put it up on your classroom wall and use it as a starting point perhaps for a discussion on dyslexia. And the last set of resources looks at the know what to do part. So the first resource looks at catering for their learning needs. The second resource focuses on their social and emotional needs. Then there's an interactive clip called a strategic approach. And the last resource in this set includes lots of links and references to information for educators on teaching literacy to adults. So we really hope these resources will be useful in your practice. We're here to help if you have any questions, and as always, we welcome your feedback. Thank you.